Hi, I'm Robbie Lawler.
What's up, fight family? This is your favorite MMA coach, Thiago Alves, the Pitbull.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pedro Munoz.
This is Mike Brown.
Guys, I am Alexei Olenik. And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And this is We Want One Picks.
And you're watching We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks. Hi, everybody from American Top Picks.
My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. It is fight day. So we're going to talk about the fights. We'll break them down again for you. We'll get your votes. We're going to build a full card parlay with your picks. It is not tied to membership at all. We can't do that anymore. We'll figure out a better way to do that. But if you want 50 free bucks, you want to place some bets on these fights, and you want 50 bucks to do so, go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit, let us know after you do, and we send you 50 bucks. It's that simple. Everybody who does it gets 50 bucks. wewantpicks.com/bets. Jakey boy, first of all, look up. Stop breathing so heavy. It's a little.
I'm on Tinder right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Also, we're gonna do voting, but go to wewantpicks.com/vote. That's where all the voting's gonna happen. That's much easier than trying to do it on YouTube or anything else. I got the stats here. We'll walk through them. We'll do all the things. This stream is brought to you by EarnU. EarnU is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check them out now at earnu.io. And ODDSJAM. ODDSJAM has the fastest real-time data integrations with all of your favorite sportsbooks, which allows you to spot discrepancies between the sportsbooks and helps you place risk-free bets. Check them out now at oddsjam.com. We've got a decent fight card. It's not the best. I'm not going to pretend that's an amazing fight card, that I'm super pumped for a fight day. But there's some decent matchups. There's some live underdogs. Right, Jakey?
Look at this dog.
Nobody cares about your stupid dog. Dude, you trying to pick up dudes in our live chat?
I think there's at least 2 females in the chat normally.
Okay. Well, and
if you're female, please let me know.
The dog's not going to do it. If they could smell the dog or see the drool through the screen, deal breaker.
Yeah, she doesn't smell great.
And she drools a lot.
And I think she's got an ear infection again too. That dog gets more ear infections than anyone.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, opening up the card, we have one of the more live dogs. We've got Haley Alatang, or Alatang Haley, taking on Kevin Kroom. Haley Alatang is 14-8
It's Alatang
overall.
Haley.
14-8 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off a draw with Gustavo Lopez. Kevin Kroom, 21-14 overall, a ton of experience, 2-2-1 in his last 5. He has a 2-fight skid, but it was against some decent competition. Alatang Haley, technical striker that can work in grappling when needed. He took down Ryan Benoit 4 times and Al-Bagharai 3 times in those wins. But the problem could be that he's super technical and he relies on being technical. So if you, what's the old adage? You box a brawler and you brawl a boxer.
I have never seen a striker out wrestle a wrestler.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, Haley can have some issues if you brawl him. You come in his face. You stick with a brawling game plan. You don't let him stay technical.
Back up a little bit.
What is happening?
I know, but back up. Just go ahead and say what you said.
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoa. Whoops. Clip it and ship it, baby.
Yeah, my bad. Anyway, what is your brain doing that you caught that instantly? You're disgusting. Anyway.
I mean, it was right in my face. No pun intended. You know what I mean?
Kevin Kroom, well-rounded guy. He's got sneaky submissions, unorthodox striking. He has 2 losses in a row, but they were both short notice. And they both were honestly decent. He's with James Krause now. I don't give James Krause as much... I don't put as much stock into that as other people do. Other people are like, this person's training with James Krause. He's going to be a world champion in 2 years. I think James Krause is a solid coach, and they've got some solid training partners there. To me, it's less about like, oh, James Krause is amazing, and more about Kevin Kroom is taking his career more seriously, set himself up in a bigger camp, and he is making small improvements. And what's nice is he's keeping the crazy as far as the striking is concerned, and that matters. So Kevin Kroom, Decent striking. It's a little unorthodox, but it's good, solid striking. Very good jiu-jitsu. Doesn't really have the wrestling transitions in between. So I like Alatang to win here because of that. He's basically a 2-1 favorite. I think that's a little wide. I think Kevin Kroom is super live in this fight. But I think if Alatang can keep it technical, work in the grappling, I think he can get it done. But Kevin just has to stay busy, stay unorthodox, push a pace, and I think he can give Haley a hard time because Alatang does not like backing up. Jakey boy, what do you think? And everybody else, do not forget, go to WeWantPicks.com/vote and vote. Vote on who you think is going to win this matchup, and I'll share those results. And I'll go ahead and build a full card parlay.
Yeah, and like the goddamn stream. I mean, that's the easiest thing you could do to support us. It's just like the stream right now. It'd be very easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as Angela would say. Yeah, I completely agree in this matchup. If this turns into a brawl, Kevin Kroom is probably going to win that. If this turns into like just a sloppy mess of a fight, I think Kevin Kroom is going to come out on top in that fight. That's what he wants. If I'm Alatang Haley, I just wrestle, man. I would just get the takedowns, control the positions, and win that way. He was like the number 3 ranked wrestler in China at one point. That's his go-to, but for some reason he just wants to strike. He's going to be my pick in this matchup because he is the better fighter, but he could find himself in a lot of trouble very, very quickly if he does not do what he needs to do in this matchup. So my pick is Alatang Haley, but if Kevin Kroom comes in and gets like a wild knockout or like a sub finish and a weird scramble when Alatang is maybe tired or getting beat up, that would not surprise me at all. So I'm Alatang Haley. Not feeling great about it. I put it like 65% confidence, something like that.
Yeah, he's not in my lineup, so I like him to win as well, but he's not in my lineup. And someone was asking about DraftKings. So the Gaming Wolf is playing GK legal in your area. So a couple things. DraftKings is both a sports book and daily fantasy. It is both. And the legalities of both of those things are very different. The DFS component of DraftKings is available in most states, but not all. Connecticut had it and they took it away. So it is all over the place. And then as far as legal sports betting is concerned, all offshore sports betting is perfectly legal. It is literally legal. It's not a gray area. It is actually legal. Like we have 5 betting partners that I talk about. All of them are perfectly legal in your state. Now the onshore sports betting, like walking into a casino or using the DraftKings app for betting, that is different. That varies by state. But offshore sports betting is legal in almost every state. The states it's not legal in is because they have regular sports betting that they allow. So
it's kind of like prostitution.
Okay.
Where they kind of like, they say it's not legal, but it really kind of is.
I mean, this dude, Dana Whitpile, is just obsessed with talking about penises. It's very odd. Not sure why anybody would want to talk about penises that much. Let's go ahead. I'll share the votes. The voting is low, but it's a new format. That's expected, but so this is where we are right here. So Alatang Haley, Kevin Kroom. We've only got 6 votes, but 66% of you, 4 of you are saying Alatang Haley wins this fight. 2 of you are picking Kevin Kroom. Honestly, that's about where I am as well. I would say I'm 66% sure.
I literally just said 65%. Now you're like, oh, I'm 66%. Huh?
Yeah, good for you. Wow. So much. Plague Runner, we are voting. So here's the deal with the full card parlay. I was tying it to YouTube membership. The problem is we can't tie anything to YouTube membership that does not exist within YouTube. Meaning, membership on YouTube, you get to use the emojis and all that stuff. You get a crown. We can do videos specifically for members, but we can't say, oh, if you become a member, now something that is not in YouTube you have access to. That's the only limitation with YouTube membership. So I can't do the full card parlay tied to YouTube memberships anymore. We're figuring out a new format, but we're still going to build a full card parlay. I'll still share the results, and if it hits, we'll go from there. So I am going to add Alatang to the full card parlay. It's minus 180 right now. That is added, and we'll build out the full card parlay, and we'll see how things flesh out. And don't forget, if you guys want 50 free bucks, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Let us know after you do, and we will send you $50 as a thank you. The next fight on the card, we got Sam Hughes taking on Estella Nunez. Sam Hughes, 5-4 overall, early in her career, 1-4 in her last 5. She is looking for her first UFC win. Estella Nunez, 3-2 in her last 5, also looking for her first UFC win. Sam Hughes, she's a decent striker. She's pretty big for the weight class. She's aggressive, but she's also very hittable. She's got a negative 2-1 striking differential, which means she is hit 2 times for every 1 strike she lands on her opponent. Her forward pressure can be an issue for some people. She's got high pressure, high intensity, but if you can stick and move and stay on the outside, then that should not be a problem for you. Estella Nunez, she's coming off a loss in her UFC debut, and that was after a 3-year USADA suspension. So she's only got 1 fight in 3 years, and it was a loss in her UFC debut. But she does have a ton of kickboxing experience. That is her background. She's very fast. She's got solid power, incredibly versatile striking offense. She throws kicks from anywhere to anywhere, meaning she'll light up your legs, your head. She'll do it while she's backing up. She'll do it while she's coming forward. Very versatile with the kicks, and she has impressive speed. She does have holes in her grappling, and that could be an issue in some fights, but I don't see Sam Hughes pushing a grappling game plan. If you look at Nunez's last fight, she won all the striking exchanges, but she was completely outgrappled, taken down 5 times. If you look at Sam Hughes' last fight, unfortunately, she lost the striking exchanges, and she lost the grappling exchanges. She's 0-3 in the UFC, but she fought Tisha Torres, Loma Lookboonmee, and Luana Pinheiro. So, not pretty unfortunate. Her first 3 fights in the UFC, they haven't really given her a gift yet. I think Estella Nunez definitely has the better striking. I think she can avoid the volume. I don't see any grappling here. So I think Estella Nunez sort of lights up Sam Hughes and dances around for a 3-round kickboxing win. What do you think, Jakey boy? Everybody else, vote at weonpicks.com/votes.
Yeah, unless Sam Hughes had somehow reinvented herself in the last 5 months since her last fight, this is going to be a Nunez play all the way. Unless Sam Hughes, literally learned how to, efficiently wrestle and is able to get takedowns in this matchup, that's really her only path to victory. She's not going to win the striking. She probably won't win a jiu-jitsu even if it gets to the ground. She's going to wrestle, control positions. I don't think you can learn that in 5 months. I could if me and you start wrestling today, in 5 months I'm a better wrestler than you. But in Sam Hughes' world, I don't think that she is going to be a better wrestler than Nunez within 5 months. So I'm Nunez all the way. I think these odds, the odds are widening a little bit. It's like -235 now. I think it should probably be a 3-1. Sam Hughes is tough. She's going to be there. It's probably going to be a decision, and anything can happen in a fight, But this should be a Nunez play all the way.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is, honestly, is one of the more straightforward picks on the card. Lucky Luch said Sam has to be one of the worst starts in MMA we've seen in a while. Hasn't landed a single takedown in 45 minutes, and she's a wrestler. Yeah, but she's had tough matchups, so I hear ya, but she has not had the easiest path. We'll see some fighters, their first 3 fights in the UFC are against nobodies. Sam Hughes, Tisha Torres. Her UFC debut, Tisha Torres. That's... Okay, that sucks. Loma Lookboonmee. Early in her career, but Loma Lookboonmee, world champion Muay Thai fighter. That's a tough matchup. And then Luana Pinheiro. Same thing. Tough matchup. So, yes, she hasn't had the most successful run in the UFC yet, but she's had a rough go with matchups. The UFC has not done her any favors at all.
And Luana Pinheiro will be a champ one day. She will be my girlfriend, and she will be the champ.
And there it is. Let's take a look.
And there didn't take
These
a long.
are the results. Only 6 votes for Estella Nunez versus Sam Hughes at weonpicks.com/vote. This is the format we're going to, so just get used to voting there. Estella Nunez, 5. Sam Hughes, 1. So 83.3%.
And if you are the person that voted for Sam Hughes, please let me know. I will ban you in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and don't do that again.
You don't belong here. So
there we go. Zoom in, make it a little more clear. No, let me zoom out. There we go. 110. So let's move on to the next fight. Let's catch up on some chat here. I agree with the gas tank thing. That's the only thing that would worry me a little bit. Maybe I think Nunez is probably going to win the first round, but maybe Sam Hughes finds a way to steal the end of the second round and wins the third round. But if you're going to bet on Sam Hughes just because you hope that Nunez is going to gas,
That's not a good bet. That's something that I would do probably, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
the voting is live. So, Mr. Savage, the voting's live right now. This is the format we're going to go to. We're trying to get everything to the website. So, wewantpicks.com/vote. It'll be there every week for the card that week. Oh, wow. What a well-behaved dog you have.
Oh, look at that guard dog. Yeah, good luck breaking into here. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
If you get past her, you got to deal with these too, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, voting is live right now. Vote on the fights while we're breaking them down. We'll share the results, and we will get back to the full card parlay. We're just not doing that right now because, like I said, we can't tie it to YouTube membership. We're building all that out on the website. I'm still going to do a full card parlay as we speak. If it hits, we'll figure it out from there. But, guys, we are learning as we go. We're over 5,000 subscribers now. We've only been doing this a year. So thank you all very, very much. I'm going to add Estella Nunez. This is a parlay. I am way too zoomed in here.
That's what she said.
No, who said it? Who's she?
All of them.
All who? That's what I thought. Okay. Moving along, we have Trey Ogden taking on Jordan Levitt. Trey Ogden, 15-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight submission streak into his UFC debut. Jordan Levitt, 4-1 in his last 5, 9-1 overall. Coming off a solid submission win after his first career loss. Trey Ogden, he's an athletic grappler. He's got solid takedowns and decent power in his hands. And he's definitely a grappler, but if you run through his tape, you'll see that even if he does win by submissions, a lot of those fights, he dropped his opponents with his hands. Dropped them with the power, then snatched something up there for the submission. His takedowns are really well timed, and he does an excellent job of lowering his level and then just shooting blast doubles as his opponents walk forward. Jordan Levitt is also a grappler, but he's more of a throwback to the early days of the UFC. He doesn't have much wrestling. His striking's not fantastic, but he's a very good grappler, a sneaky grappler, very flexible grappler, and he will work from there. The problem is that because his striking isn't really dangerous and his wrestling is not really dangerous, he needs perfect takedowns to get it there, and those are not easy to come by. And it's an interesting matchup because Trey Ogden is the more well-rounded fighter, but I think Jordan Levitt is definitely the more dangerous fighter. I think if somebody's going to win by stoppage here, it'd be Jordan, but I think Trey can absolutely dominate the fight bell to bell, if that makes any sense. He just needs to be careful and not get caught up into something. I don't see Jordan Levitt having the takedowns to get it to the ground, but I referenced this last week when I talked about this. He might pull a Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie knew she wasn't going to be able to take Tisha Torres down, so she literally just started climbing her like a tree. And Jordan Levitt might have to do something like that because he's not going to take down Trey Ogden. So I personally like Trey Ogden to win. I think he's just the more well-rounded guy, and he's a very good grappler himself, so I don't see him getting submitted by Jordan Levitt, but we will see what happens. What do you think? Jakey boy, everybody else vote. WeWantPicks.com/vote.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you brought up that Mackenzie thing because she has said in the past, like, I don't want to be, obviously she's known as a grappler, but she's like, I don't want to pull guard, every fight. I don't want to pull guard every fight. And Jordan Levitt actually, I think it was like 1 fight ago or 2 fights ago, had some comment or some quote where he's like, I don't want to be known as the grappler. I don't want to be known as a guy that just kind of plays the jiu-jitsu game. And in this matchup, that's really only his path to victory. I think that if this was a jiu-jitsu match, I kind of think Jordan Levitt might almost dominate that match. Maybe not dominate is the word, but I think he is a much better pure jiu-jitsu practitioner than Trey Ogden. If this is on the feet, say he doesn't want to play the grappling game because he wants to like show off his striking or whatever, he's going to be in trouble. If this is, more wrestling than jiu-jitsu, he's going to be in trouble. So with those paths of victory, I'm a big Jordan Levitt guy. I always pick Jordan Levitt normally. But in this matchup, it's just a tough matchup for him because he's been dominated in the wrestling before, and Trey Ogden has that wrestling that he can go to. He doesn't need to go to it. He can win the striking, but if it gets in a situation where he wants to get a takedown, he can control those positions where Jordan Levitt is going to be on his back, doing kind of the Ryan Hall, where he's going to try and grab a leg and spin and get weird submissions. He's talking about he wants to get the most reverse triangles, and that's like his go-to move. Good luck, more power to you, Jordan Levitt, if that's your go-to, but this could be a tough matchup for him. Obviously, if he ends up getting a weird submission, that would not surprise anybody. But you got to pick Trey Ogden in this matchup. He just got more ways to win.
Yeah, I completely agree, obviously. A lot of you were all over Jordan Levitt. Some of you were absolutely joking around. Somebody said he's got great takedowns and power in his hands, which clearly trolling. But Levitt bet under 2.5 on himself. I guess good for him, as long as he's betting on himself to win. I wonder if he hedges the bets on himself. And it is funny that fighters, it's perfectly legal to bet on yourself. Meanwhile, Pete Rose is banned from the Hall of Fame in the MLB, and he bet on himself to win, and it was when he was a manager, not even a player. And he bet on his team to win, and he's banned from the Hall of Fame, the Hit King. But fighters can bet on themselves, no problem.
Speaking of ban, we got Hank Hill has now been banned.
Ryan Hall is probably my least favorite fighter on the roster. Not a fan of BJJ nerds. I agree. I completely agree with you. It's 2022. It's absurd to me that people could even get to this level with one single skill. Blows my mind. Blows my freaking...
I mean, Ryan Hall has more decision wins with the striking than he does submission wins. I don't get it. The guy is a karate master.
Karate master. Okay. Guy sucks.
Do you if it was Ryan Hall and Francis Ngannou, who do you think wins that fight?
I think that you guys went to WeWantPicks.com/vote. 6 of you on Trey Ogden. 75% of you picked Trey Ogden. 25% on Jordan Levitt. You guys were all pretty aligned here. I completely agree with this. Let's go ahead. We'll add them to the full card parlay. Parlutes, Parlino.
It would be Ryan Hall by head kick. That would how it's
plus 282. We've got Haley Alatang, Estella Nunez, and Trey Ogden. $10. Doesn't get us much, but plus 282 right now. How do we vote? MBay, WeWantPicks.com/vote. We're moving everything to the website. It's easier to manage. And this way, whether we're streaming on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever we're streaming, it's all the same.
OnlyFans.
Same entry.
Because eventually we're going to move all this to OnlyFans.
We'll just do it shirtless. WeWantPicks.com/vote. I got to message the web guy. He should add something on the homepage so you don't have to do /vote. But anyway, WeWantPicks.com/vote. And Steven Briscoe is onto something here. Hit the like button. And we appreciate you guys. We hit 5,000 subscribers this week. We have only been doing this 1 year. It is very appreciated. Thank you all very, very much. Next fight, we've got my buddy Chris Barnett. We're not actually friends, even though I've spent a lot of time with him. But we got Chris Barnett taking on Martin Bidet. Chris Barnett, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off his first UFC win. Martin Bidet, 9-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He's making his official UFC debut here. And Chris Barnett, he's coming off that highlight reel win over, what the hell was his name?
John Vellante.
John with a G, Vellante. He was getting tuned up that fight. Chris Barnett was a step behind that entire fight, and then just wild spinning back kick. It just showed how ridiculously athletic he is. It showed how talented he is. He does have power in his hands. He does have, power in his kicks and unbelievable athletic ability for somebody that is his height and his width. You don't really expect to see that at somebody like him, and he's always fought like that. Martin Bidet, heavy-handed striker, solid footwork, very real power, good jiu-jitsu. And I'm surprised at this matchup because I thought for sure UFC was going to push Chris Barnett after that fight. He was the talk of that fight card for a week. So I'm just shocked that they did this matchup because Martin Bidet is probably going to smoke him here. But he is a big guy. He hits hard. He's got solid footwork. He can be a bit of a slow starter, but Chris isn't a fast starter himself, so that's not a big deal. I do see Martin Bidet smoking Chris Barnett here, unfortunately. Oh, Jester with the super chat. Hey, thank you very much. $5 super chat from Jester. Can you guys give my buddy Lou Sassoul? Did I just get...
I was wondering if you're going to say that. It's so funny, too, because I sent you that clip of people doing that to Bisping. Somebody sent that to Bisping, and I sent it to you, where he's like, loose asshole. What an idiot, dude. Nice job,
well,
Jester.
but I said Lou Sassoul, so I didn't get caught that bad.
What an
because of the
idiot.
spacing issue here, and I don't have any. If you guys, some of the newer people here would not remember the time that I got caught. Somebody hopped in. Jacob and I were doing a fight companion, which we haven't done in a while, and somebody hopped in, and it was Ice, ICE, Wallow, WALLOE, LL, whatever, Wallow, and then COME for come, like come here. And like, can you give my buddy a shout out? And I was like, I swallow cum. So didn't go well. Anyway, Luce Azul. That was, I don't consider that an L. I don't think I got there. Anyway, Martin Bidet smokes Chris Barnett. I got a couple of bets on Martin Bidet. I think he's a parlay piece. He is in my DraftKings lineup. I love Chris Barnett. Super athletic guy. Super fun. I'm surprised the UFC is doing this to him right now, but I'm also surprised these odds are only minus 225 because I think they should be wider than that. What do you think, Jakey boy?
The kind of crazy thing I just thought of is Chris Barnett and William Knight are like the same height and weight, and they couldn't be farther apart in body type. It's crazy how the human body works sometimes. They literally, I think, are the same height and weight, because we saw William Knight, Jesus Christ, weighed in, what was it, 255 or 250 or something? My God, is that guy a tank? But yeah, I think
literally
I see this
50 pounds heavier than when he would normally have to step on the scale.
So crazy. Yeah, so I see this kind of like the Jordan Levitt Ogden fight, where if Jordan Levitt wins, it's going to be like a kind of a Hail Mary submission, right? That's really kind of his only path to victory in my mind. And this Chris Barnett, a Hail Mary knockout. But Bidet does get hit, right? He is a guy that will take his time. He'll give you opportunities to hit him. And we've seen Chris Barnett with that spinning heel kick. If that happens again, I would not be surprised. But if you're playing this, Martin Bidet is definitely the play, because he is not John Vellante. He knows what he's doing in there. He can go to the wrestling as well. But I think he plays it patient and eventually probably finishes Chris Barnett. Maybe in the, I'm going to go second round, the 3:23 mark of the second round with an overhand right.
All right. Very specific.
Oh, I forgot about the lead elbows. He does throw some nasty lead elbows. Not as good as me, but it's not too bad.
We will get to Hafa Garcia, but Saeed, you're wrong. Tons of positive quality. How could you not see positive qualities? The guy's like 16-2, power in his hands, phenomenal jiu-jitsu. His opponent, Runson, is a bum who can't win in the UFC, and you're going to come with these... just, come on, man. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. Anyway, let's check the votes. WeWantPicks.com/vote. Let's check it. Let me pull it up. Let's go ahead. More details.
I also said that I think that's going to be a very boring fight between Bidet and Chris Barnett, and that's what reminded me. Gio in the chat said the height difference will be too much. I don't think Chris can close the distance. Bidet is a very patient fighter in his own right, so he's going to be there. He's going to just pump out a jab. Chris can't really close the distance without kind of getting wild. So the first round could be a lot of just standing and staring, where he's trying to gauge distance, and Barnett can't get inside. So I think this could be very boring, but when it hits, boom, it's over.
Yeah, and Gio, I don't think the height... Like, let's put it this way. Chris Barnett has been the shorter fighter in every fight he's ever had. Ever. And he's got 22 wins, and every single one of those wins is over somebody that was taller and longer. He does not have issues with the reach or getting to the head. He has issues with cardio. He has issues with a pushed pace, but he does not have issues with reach or distance or anything like that, at least in my opinion. So... you guys voted. You went to WeWantPicks.com/vote. You guys voted. We've got 9 on Martin Bidet, only 1 on Chris Barnett. So 90% of you on Martin Bidet. I totally get it. I am on that side. I have made Martin Bidet a parlay piece. I've thrown him in a few different parlays because I think I love the odds. I really love the odds. He could be a minus 400 favorite, honestly.
I have him in my DraftKings. I also have Ogden in my DraftKings versus Levitt. So there you go.
Right.
Now we know.
There you go.
Somebody was asking what my DraftKings was, because I use it dominate every single week. So
Elliot wants to see that lead elbow while I add Bidet.
Yeah, I just got back from the gym, as you can tell. I mean, I'm busting out of this shirt right now. Just
that's because it's a boys
out.
medium. That's because it is Oshkosh Bagosh.
I don't have the movement.
Yeah, Jacob buys Carter's. So yeah, maybe you're stretching it out a little bit. Anyway, I added Martin Bidet or Buddy Boudet, I don't know. To the full card parlay, that gets us to plus 435. Alatang Haley, Estella Nunez, Trey Ogden, and Martin Bidet at plus 435. Let's go ahead and move on. That takes us, here you go, buddy, Trash and Hafa Garcia. We have Hafa Garcia taking on Jesse Runson. Hafa Garcia, 13-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off a great win over Natan Levy. Natan Levy was a very hyped prospect. Hafa Garcia was a big underdog in that fight. Everybody said he had no cardio, his jiu-jitsu's not as good, and he smoked Natan Levy. He made Natan Levy look like an idiot that entire fight, and people were obsessed with Natan. Anyway, Jesse Runson, 21-10. Somebody was commenting, how could Hafa Garcia possibly win this fight? 10 other people did without any problem whatsoever. Hafa Garcia, 13-2. Jesse Runson, 21-10. 2-2-1 in his last 5. He is coming off a USADA suspension. He did win his last fight by submission, but they took that away. They made it a no contest because Jesse Runson tested positive for a banned substance. I don't know what substance it was. He's claiming it was just tainted supplements. But USADA's like, man, until you can prove that, it is what it is. Hafa Garcia, this fight is at 155, not 170, even though it was reported at 170 for a while. Hafa Garcia is a really good grappler. He's got very heavy hands. His cardio could definitely use some work, but in his last fight, it actually held up. And he's a dog when he fights, even when he is completely gassed out and he's got nothing left. He is still coming, still throwing, still trying to make things happen. And he's an absolute dog in those fights. He'll push the pace. Obviously, he's slowing down. And he will chase a knockout. He's very dangerous. And he's a grappler with 7 submission wins. But he has legit power in his hands. And a lot of those submissions were set up by the power in his hands. Jesse Runson, I just mentioned, he's coming off a no contest over Nicholas Dalby. But he won that. It was rear naked choke. And it was overturned because of the banned substance. He claiming it was a tainted supplement. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I literally have no idea. He doesn't look like a juice box, so it probably was. Technique-wise, he's a busy striker with sneaky power and solid takedown defense. And even though he's a striker who prefers to strike, he does have solid offensive BJJ and a lot of success in scramble, snatching things up. This is a fight, when I was breaking it down, so I always do my notes, then I look at my old notes, I look at their last fight, I write it all up, blah, blah, then I look at the odds. This fight, I thought for sure Hafa Garcia was going to be like a minus 300 favorite. And then I thought the line would move. And where is it at now? Yeah, I mean, it didn't move. Actually, it did move. Jesse Runson is now the favorite over Hafa Garcia. So that genuinely surprises me. I think Hafa Garcia wins this fight. I think he's got better power. I think he has better jiu-jitsu. Jesse Runson might have better actual takedowns, but Hafa Garcia finally proved that he can go to a decision and win. He has proven many times how tough he is. He's definitely the more dangerous fighter. I like Hafa Garcia to win this fight. I think I have a money line bet on him. And now he's only minus 110. What do you think, Jacob Lutz?
Yeah, I'm not loving that action because he did mention that he is he's like a minus 130 now favorite on some of these books. Minus 133 it looks like. Talking about Jesse there. If you want to look at what was it, ODDSJAM, they'll let you know when the odds are moving. They'll get you right. They'll get you right on the books. ODDSJAM.com. What is it? Is it ODDSJAM.com?
It's ODDSJAM.com. And honestly,
Boom.
like you're saying it sarcastically, but literally that's what
I don't even know what sarcasm is. So.
Excuse me. That's what ODDSJAM does. It has real-time integrations with all the sports books. I'm going to pull up. Let me share my ODDSJAM screen.
Oh my God. I opened Pandora's box here with the
hey, man, we got time. What rush? We got time.
The fights start in a half an hour.
No, they don't. Don't scare these people.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Jesus Christ. So if you go to, where the fuck? Is this it? Yes.
Wow, that was a F word, I think.
Not for me. If you go to oddsjam.com, pick your sport.
Easter weekend, no less.
Run MMA. Which one are we talking about here? Hafa Garcia, Jesse Runson. You pull it up, and here are all of the sports books that they have literal real-time integrations with, these numbers will adjust as the day goes on. So, and they immediately highlight the best odd for you. So bet 365 minus 110 on Runson. That's the best you're going to get on Runson right now. And you can get Hafa Garcia at plus money with Caesars and Betfair. If you want to bet that, you click it, you jump right in. It's that easy. I mean, that's literally what ODDSJAM does. And then obviously you can get more specific method of victory, total rounds. But that is why ODDSJAM is amazing. And you could pick your state as well, because different sports books are legal in different states. Pick your states. It'll have those sports books. It'll be integrated. And you can monitor these odds as the fights go on. And then bang, jump right in. And like right here, we can see who's sleeping. So Hafa Garcia.
Did you say that you thought that it's Rafa, not Hoffa? Did you say that Rafa should be a 3-1 favorite?
Honestly, when I first did the breakdown and I looked at it, I absolutely think Hafa Garcia could be a 3-1 favorite.
Well, great call on that, huh? Great. I mean, they should hire you to set the lines for those books.
After the fight, they're going to wish they did.
Anyway,
wish they did.
I didn't give a breakdown yet, but I think it basically comes down to, is Rafa going to get the takedowns? If he gets the takedowns, he should dominate. If he can't get the takedowns, he's probably going to get knocked out. Jesse Runson, it's kind of funny you talked about the 10 losses, so I went back and I looked. There was a stretch, 2013, 2014, he lost 3 straight split decision losses to Michael Perez, Francisco Trinaldo, and then Kevin Lee. And then he lost 3 decision losses again. So this guy's got a lot of decision losses. Looks like he's only really been finished 3 times total. But yeah, I mean, this comes down to, is Rafa going to get the takedowns? Personally, I side with you, Angelo. I think he's going to get the takedowns. I actually put him in my DraftKings as well because I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns. But if he can't, this is going to be big trouble very, very quickly striking against Jesse. So just pray to God he gets those takedowns. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should. He's gotten plenty of takedowns in all of his other fights. Hafa Garcia, the Rafa, I'm just so used to the Brazilian pronunciations. Garcia, cardio is his biggest issue. When he is in a first round, I don't think he's lost the first round. Like, in the first round, that guy is a killer. Power in his hands, clean takedowns, great jiu-jitsu, absolute savage. And then he slows down, he starts to gas out. I mean, why would you say EO22? Why would you say that he's going to knock out Rafa Garcia? Who has knocked out Rafa Garcia? Who? Show me who knocked out Rafa Garcia, and show me who Jesse Runson is knocking out. Come on. The ludicrousness in these comments makes no sense. People just say crazy shit baby, I'm so positive. Clink. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'll bet you. You want to bet that Runson does not knock out Rafa Garcia? Absolute clown show in these comments.
I kind of want. What kind of odds are you gonna give me on that? I kind of want some action on that. What's the? Let's look at the. I'll look at.
You mean Rafa Garcia will? You think he will get knocked out? You're saying?
Well, if
you're siding with
good
EO?
enough odds, so yeah, if you're gonna give me good enough odds on it, let me see what it is on one of our sponsors or one of our partners, BetOnline.ag.
Yeah,
let's see what it is. What if somebody already knows what it is by knockout? Let us know. But Bronson by KO. Let's see. Let's see here.
It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense.
He
knocked out Dalby. He knocked out Dalby.
Plus 500. So you gonna give me plus 500 odds, Angelo?
What?
You can give what? Let's do 10 and 50.
I'm too busy reading these comments.
I'll give you 10 if he doesn't get knocked out. So you give me 50.
Garcia got beat by Chris as a 90. Yeah, he was the favorite. He was smoking Chris Gutierrez and then got ridiculously tired and lost. If EO said Hafa Garcia is gonna win the first round and then get gassed and then lose a decision, that's a reasonable thing to say. To say that Jesse Runson's gonna knock him out is absurd.
Give me the odds. 10. I'll give you 10 if he doesn't get knocked out.
I'm pulling up.
Let's do it right now.
Okay.
10 if he doesn't get knocked out.
Dude,
you give me 50 if he knocks him out.
Get out of my face. What a joke. And first of all, he rear naked choked Nicholas Dalby.
You're declining the bet, is what I'm
talking
understanding.
to EO. When did he knock out Dalby? He rear naked choked him. I'm trying to find this spectacular knockout you're talking about. Doesn't exist on his record because that was a rear naked choke. What a joke. Exactly. Knocked him down, not out. These are all very different things.
I
Anyway,
get knocked down, but I
went
get
on
up
a little-
again. You're never going to keep me down. Are we doing that
And
bet or not?
No, I'm not betting. This started with EO as an argument. Get the hell out of here. Just to throw out random bets. You and I already have a $100 bet in the
Random
main
bets?
event.
You literally said, like, I'll bet you.
To
I pulled it up,
the
it's plus
dude in the
500.
live chat, not
Hey,
you.
take a breath, relax. Hey, calm down.
Jesus,
Relax. Oh my
Mary.
God. Relax, calm down. Jesus. See what you're doing,
Anyway,
EO? His heart can't take this shit.
It can, for now. Next up.
Another year. The doctor said another year.
Oh, actually, hold on. Let's show the voting results. So, let's see. Hafa Garcia versus Jesse Runson. 10 votes. Guys, weonpicks.com/vote. All of our voting will be there from now on. We only got 10 votes, and that's fine. As you guys get used to using it, it'll work its way up. 80% of you on Hafa Garcia. 80%. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be more Runsons. He did test positive for being a badass and a bad haircut. Yeah, I agree. That hair is unsightly. And listen, you can't control. You lose your hair. You lose your hair. No big. I mean, that is what it is.
Couldn't be me.
But then cut it. Don't leave a couple of strands. Yes, we own
My dad had a bald
/vote.
head and literally had like the Homer Simpson like 3 hairs right here that would come out, and he would like literally just until for like 15 years would literally just and cut him down like this short. That was it.
Yeah. I'm going to open up this Drakkar close breakdown with a few things. What do you mean voting doesn't work for you? It works for everybody else. I voted. What's it doing? What's not working? Drakkar close. Couple things. One, missed weight his first attempt on the scale. Made it his second attempt, so he made weight. 2, that dude has been stupid vocal about how he's messed up. Like, literally, he's like, Jeremy Stevens almost retired me. I'm still not 100%. I'm still recovering. Like, he's insanely vocal. For a guy that's about to get into a fist fight on TV, he is very vocal about the fact that he is not 100% at all.
He's already putting out excuses out there. That's never good when you're going into a fight and you're preluding your performance with excuses already. I flipped my pick. I went from close. And I think we both said, 500 favorite is crazy. And I think he's almost like a 675 now. Is that what I saw? He's
I'll tell you right now. He's minus 590 on my bookie.
I think he was more than that on this. Yeah, I see a minus 630, minus 600, minus 650. One book has a minus 715. When this guy said I'm not 100% and he missed weight on his weigh-in, this is crazy. I went all the way from he shouldn't be a 500 favorite to I picked against him because Brandon Jenkins is very confident. He's very fluid in the octagon. Drakkar Close does not want to use his wrestling background. I think Close can get knocked the out.
Yeah, let me do my breakdown real quick. I'm just pulling up the odds here. So this is oddsjam.com. I mean, minus 715 on some of these books. This is where OddsJam is amazing because if you're on the Brandon Jenkins side, bang. I know for a fact Caesars is going to give me the best odds at plus money. Bang. Done.
Bang.
Bang. And,
Bang.
I mean, look at this. Minus 715. What an absolute disaster that book is.
I don't see it, man. He
I
got
don't
knocked
either.
out his last fight.
2 years ago, but yes.
I mean, and then he can't move his neck. He's got the Peyton Manning syndrome.
All right, well, let's go ahead and break him down. Drakkar Close, 11-2 overall. He's making his big comeback after a 2-year layoff. He was supposed to fight Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy Stevens shoved him at the weigh-ins, and it, destroyed him. Destroyed him. So he's finally making his comeback here, but again, he's been very vocal that he's not 100%. He's fighting Brandon Jenkins. Brandon Jenkins is 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off a loss in his UFC debut. And Drakkar Close, it has been a full 2-year layoff. He's a really good wrestler. He developed some striking. He was a state champion wrestler, actually. And he does use his wrestling pretty well, but he does have some issues defending takedowns. He's got solid boxing, good speed, and good power. Brandon Jenkins, he's coming off a UFC debut loss, but that was on short notice, and he is a kill or be killed kind of fighter. He will come out there 100%. 100% effort trying to take your head off. And if he gets knocked out while chasing it, then that's exactly what will happen. And he's perfectly fine with that. He pressures forward. He constantly changes stances, constantly changing levels. And he is a big guy for this weight class. And I think Jakar Close is a solid prospect. I hate that his neck is a mess. I hate all of these other issues that he has going on. But he is a good prospect. He is a very talented guy. Jakar's power, his wrestling, his cardio, those are all problems, but he did not look good on the scale. Again, he's very vocal about his physical issues. And Brandon Jenkins is not a guy that you want to take chances with because he will swing hard. He will come at you heavy. He is willing to get punched in the mouth if he thinks he can punch you in the mouth. 2-year layoff, looked like trash on the scale, not 100% physically. I'm not switching my pick, but Brandon Jenkins, I mean, at plus 415, throw a buck or two on it. Throw a buck or two on it because that could certainly happen. Or inside the distance, just make it even more ridiculous because I don't think he's going to win a decision against Jakar Close if he wins. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I kind of already gave my breakdown, but yeah, this is if Jakar Close is going to win, he needs to use his wrestling. We saw Brandon Jenkins in his UFC debut look very, very comfortable in his striking, and Zhu Rong was able to take him down and control those positions. That's your path to victory. You don't want to mess around with guys like Brandon Jenkins, who is so comfortable in the striking and does weird, unorthodox stuff in his striking, because that stuff comes at weird angles. You've been knocked out before, especially chasing finishes. If he starts chasing a finish like he did with Dariush, he could find himself in the same situation against Jenkins. So I'm on the Jenkins side now. After hearing Jakar, after seeing Jakar, after knowing how confident Brandon Jenkins is, he's got, somebody mentioned in the live chat on Tuesday, he's got that dog in him, right? He reminds me of that Marcelo Rojo, to where if you want to put him away, you better put him away. And I know he was finished his last fight, but it was his UFC debut, and it took a lot for that to happen. So I'm playing the Brandon Jenkins side on this. You know, I don't feel real confident about it because I think the path to victory for Jakar is very easy. Just take him down, control him. I don't think Jakar does that, so I think this could get interesting. So I'll take the flyer in Jenkins.
Yeah, I hear you. Jester saying you guys forget very quickly. Arce looked like death, and it came out looked great. True, but Arce wasn't coming off a 2-year layoff and wasn't telling anybody who would listen how he has permanent damage and he's physically will never be back to 100%. And I'm not changing my pick. I still think Jakar Close wins. But, I mean, I have never seen somebody so vocal about how physically destroyed they are the day before a fight. That seems so bizarre to me.
Right, and he's a 700 favorite. He should absolutely dominate this match. According to the odds maker, he's going to come in and destroy and finish Jenkins. Because if you're a 700 finish or a 700 favorite, you better come in and not even look bad for a second. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's a bigger favorite than Volkanovski was. I mean, that's what these odds makers have said. Guy hasn't fought in 2 years. His neck doesn't work. Coming off a knockout. Fighting a bigger,
you can almost
stronger.
see in that picture too. He's like this in the picture.
Well, this is before. This is before he had issues. So nice try. Let's take a look at the voting, Jesus. Guys. No. WeWantPicks.com/vote. Let's check out the votes. This is the model we're moving to because we stream. Oh, wrong thing. We stream to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. We're streaming to a lot of platforms, so it is
Pornhub.
To keep the, if they let us go live, I'd go live there too. It's all about eyes.
I've got an account. I got a premium account. I'm pretty sure I can go live at any moment.
There's not a doubt in my mind.
I've got 3 credit cards linked to that account.
Your credit card statement is like 90% Uber Eats, then a whole bunch of dirty websites, and then a ridiculous amount of Kleenex.
I mean, it's a good 50-50 split between OnlyFans and that stuff. Jesus Christ. It's rough,
your credit card is definitely like Dateline could do a whole thing.
Every 4 hours I get a fraud alert. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. I am 100% sure.
Yeah, every 4 hours a credit card company checks in. Should we send a doctor? There's too much friction. There's no way there's not blood loss here. Anyway, 11 of you voted on this fight. Jakar Close. 8 of you, 3 on Brandon Jenkins. I agree with this. 72% saying Jakar Close will win. 27% saying Brandon Jenkins. I think that's a fair split. I'm very aligned with the people. WeWantPicks.com/vote if you guys want to vote. I'm very aligned. I completely agree with all of that. And we've got well over 100 people watching. WeWantPicks.com/bets. We're giving away $50. Anybody who signs up with a betting partner and makes a deposit, $50 to you as a thank you for supporting us and our partners.
And like the stream, guys. Come on. There's like 100 people in here. Like the goddamn stream. Or I'm going to get upset. Yeah, I'm going to start throwing elbows. We don't know what's going to happen.
I was like, hey, Tiffany, my wife. I'm like, I'll be live streaming from like 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Okay. And what does she do? She calls. Streaming.
Hear that pop?
Yeah, wow. Look at you. What a beast. All right, we have a rematch. We got Lena Landsberg taking on Pani Kanzad. They fought 10 years ago. They fought in 2012. Back then, Pani Kanzad won a very clear fight. She had solid volume, was just touching her whenever she wanted to. That is 10 years ago, though. A lot of things have happened since then. 10 years is a very long time to factor in a rematch. So I don't even care what happened in the first fight when I'm analyzing the second fight here. But Lena Landsberg is 10-5 overall, 3-2 in her last 5. She's coming back after a 2-year layoff, and that was a decision loss to Sarah McMahon. Pani Kanzad, 15-6 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, and she's coming off a decision loss to Raquel Pennington. Lena Landsberg, she's a really good striker. I mentioned she lost to Sarah McMahon 2 years ago, and this is her first fight since then. She is a former Muay Thai world champion, and that's exactly how she fights. She's got solid elbows, solid knees, amazing clinch work. She's working on her ground game, and that is important because there's definitely some gaps on the ground, and that is most people's path to victory with her. Even Cyborg, who is the hardest hitting woman that's ever fought, took Lena Landsberg down. Didn't want to play around on her feet. She was taking Lena Landsberg down to win that fight. Pani Kanzad is... What the hell?
Oh my god. The teleprompter went out again.
Send me my mom's... Oh. It's about her mom's life insurance. I pay her mom's life insurance. So thanks for the donations. We can bury my wife's mother. Anyway, Pani Kanzad is a very good pure boxer. She's got a great jab. She never throws one punch at a time. Her footwork is good. She can outstrike the vast majority of the division. But like Lena, she does have issues with the grappling. She gets taken down. She doesn't have much to offer after she's taken down. But her strike volume is really impressive. And even though she gets taken down in her losses, she does have an impressive 77% takedown defense. Pani Kanzad, let's see, where is she? Minus 425 favorite at this point. I do get it. I totally understand. I think she's just going to out-jab, out-box, just stick and move, high volume. I think it's striker versus striker. Lena Landsberg, if she can get to a clinch, will be stupid live, stupid dangerous. But I think Pani Kanzad will avoid the clinch, avoid all that stuff, and move on. Jacob, you ever see the comments talking about the guy in the blue hat? Why is he always rolling his eyes? Why is that idiot always say stuff? Why is his facial hair so red? You just rolled your eyes. It's the same crap. You don't learn. It's feedback. They're giving you feedback. Take the feedback.
I know, and I want to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody because I don't give a shit, honestly. Yeah, I think this is going to be a boring fight. I'm with Imbe here. Every girl is like a former Muay Thai champion. If you look at Lena Landsberg, okay, former Muay Thai champion, doesn't look like it to me. I mean, her striking looks slow. She looks stiff. You talk about the clinch. Excuse me. You talk about the clinch. Pani was winning clinch battles with against Raquel. Raquel is like the queen of the clinch. Obviously, she ended up getting kind of controlled in those positions, but she swung around and she was controlling those positions at times. I think that this fight comes down to that who controls the clinch, and I think Pani should have no issues with Lena wherever she wants to take this fight. I just don't think Landsberg is really that good of a dynamic striker at all. I think she's slow. I think she's stiff. And Pani actually is like a minus 500 favorite now on some books. So I agree. Yeah, I don't think she'd be 500 because I don't think she's like that good. That just shows how bad people think Landsberg is, honestly. Because Pani is not like this world beater that's going to come in and dominate and finish the fight. And if she's a 500 favorite, that means people think Landsberg is like, they see her the same way I see her, which is like not that good. So.
Who's Orange Cassidy?
I think I know that name.
Is that something filthy?
Did you am I saying something wrong? Is that what you're thinking right now?
I don't know who Orange Cassidy. Sam said it 3 times, and you went on your Pornhub rant. So I'm assuming that's what. Oh, somebody said.
Wow, look
Pani.
at this guy. He's a
wrestler.
Singer. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that is me. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh, Orange Cassidy. Yes, I am Orange Cassidy.
Yep. That would be. He looks like a douchebag, which kind of fits the bill there. So
That absolutely annoying Weasley. Does he have like a real Weasel feature set?
it sounds like it if he has some hilarious wrestling moves that Hank Hill said. Yeah, that's probably There we go.
All right. Well, let's check the voting. I'm assuming all of you are on Pani like us, but let's go ahead. We'll check the voting. I keep sharing the wrong screens. A lot going on right now. We will move from Drakkar. Let's go to Lena and Pani.
I got a friend, Big Don, who's a big wrestling fan, and I'm going to text him and ask him if calling me Orange Cassidy is a compliment or a put down. And if it is not a compliment, you're all banned. So here we go.
He was the coolest wrestler in the business. Guys, if you want to vote, wewantpicks.com/vote. And that's what we're viewing on the screen. We will do all of our voting there from now on. And we got a $5 super chat from Chris Toronto. $5 from Chris Toronto. Gonna win DK League today. Boys with a Z. Pani, Martin, and Sabatini. 2.5 unit parlay as well. Pani, Martin, and Sabatini. Yeah, that's a solid parlay. I think Kanzad wins, Bidet wins, and I think Sabatini wins. So that is a solid parlay, 2.5 units. Good for you. I've got all of them in one or another parlay, and this is definitely a parlay card for me as well because a lot of favorites that I'm confident in, but they're very highly priced, so you kind of smash them together. 5-5 parlay, which I don't really do. So thank you very much, Chris Toronto, and you guys have voted. 12 of you have voted. Thank you very much. And this will pick up as we go. This is the first week we're doing it this way, but we will do it this way every week. Pani Kanzad, 10 of you. So 83% of you are saying Pani Kanzad wins. 2 of you have Lena Landsberg at 16%. Again, I think that's pretty accurate. I agree with the people. I'm very aligned with the people this week. Let's go ahead and move on. Ooh, Devin Clark and William Knight. Devin Clark and William Knight are both light heavyweights, and they are fighting at heavyweight. I don't know why Devin Clark is moving up. I do know why William Knight is moving up because that poor bastard missed weight by, I kept saying 12 pounds. Wasn't it was it 12 or was it way more than that?
Wasn't it like 18 or something? No, it's 205. I think he weighed 220, so it might be 12 pounds.
Yeah, I think it was 12, but who knows? Anyway,
no,
William
I think it's 20-something.
Well, he stepped up on short notice in his last fight. Absolutely missed weight by a ton. Then looked like absolute trash in that fight. Now he's at heavyweight. He's not tall, but he is jacked. But I guess it's a good heavyweight fight because he's fighting Devin Clark, who is also not a heavyweight. So no real factor here as far as the weight class is concerned. But Devin Clark, 12-6 overall. He's 2-3 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight skid. William Knight, 11-3 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that loss to Maxim Grishin that he did take on short notice, and he did miss weight by quite a bit. Devin Clark, he's a solid grappler with well-rounded striking game. He does not have the best chin, and that is a factor in this fight. He's got solid footwork, though. He has his own heavy hands. He'll throw head kicks while moving forward, but ultimately, he is looking to crowd his opponents and take them down. Once he takes them down, he's looking to strike. He's working for TKOs more so than a submission. William Knight, he's coming off that tough fight with Maxim Grishin. He missed weight by a ton. He was a step behind the whole fight. It was just not a really good outing at all. He's not going to be the tallest guy in the division, but I have to imagine he keeps his power, keeps his speed, and even at heavyweight, he's hitting hard as hell. He averages more than 2 takedowns per fight, but he only has a 45% takedown defense. We have seen him fight 15 full minutes. His cardio is pretty solid. And it's an interesting matchup because, again, neither one of these guys are actual heavyweights. They're both light heavyweights that have moved up. William Knight, we watched him get bodied. What was it? Who was the Asian grappler that just took him down over and over and over?
Da Un Jung.
Da Un Jung just bullied him. Just took William Knight down whenever he wanted to. And Devin Clark can certainly do that here. He can absolutely 100% do that here. That is why he's the favorite. But I do think William Knight is going to get some of those big punches in there. He's going to let his hands fly. He's going to be heavy as hell. He's 250 at weigh-ins, strong as hell. And I think he can get this done. Devin Clark has had chin issues, and I think William Knight will exploit that. But Devin Clark could just take William Knight. Like, this could be the end of William Knight's career, right? It'd be a couple bad losses in a row. Devin Clark could just take him down, bully him, hold him down, and just fish out of water. But I have William Knight. I do think he can get it done. What do you think, Jacob Lutz?
Not to be like too mean here, but William Knight really is not that good a fighter. I mean, he's got the wrestling. Obviously, he will always have that power, especially with that extra weight that he put on. It's kind of interesting too. Devin Clark weighed in, what was it, I'm trying to look here, 223 or something. Yeah, 223. So that tells me that he's not going to stay at heavyweight. That he just kind of went through camp, stayed at the weight he's at, didn't put on muscle like we've seen other people that moved to heavyweight. I think he's probably going to come back down to 205. Why he took this fight at heavyweight, I don't know. Honestly, I actually kind of do know, because I think William Knight is really not that good a fighter. And I'm worried that he came in weighing 251 pounds, because I wish that he was still at that 220, 230, kind of like Devin Clark did, where, yeah, I'm a light heavyweight, but I'll fight heavyweight and just kind of stay at my natural weight. He put on extra weight, and maybe that's going to help him in the wrestling, in those exchanges, maybe especially early, if he's able maybe to get a takedown, power through those positions with that extra power, because he is a small, powerful dude. He is a tank, but I think he's going to gas in the striking. We've seen him not have success in the striking. Even against that Fabio fight, he was getting outstruck versus Fabio. And Fabio was on that path to knocking out William Knight, because William Knight is throwing jabs with his head straight back, just throwing like overhand rights like this with his chin out. And in that exchange, Fabio, it looked like he was about to knock out William Knight. Also, William Knight, chin all the way back, throws this like weird little check hook and lands it. William Knight in the striking is not very good. In the wrestling, we've seen him get dominated. Devin Clark is the much better all-around mixed martial artist. He showed how tough he was in his last fight. He kind of got dominated, but he still showed up. He showed up round after round, kept marching forward. He was still there. Devin Clark should dominate this matchup. There's no way around that. William Knight will have the power. If he knocks him out, I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see how the wrestling, if he handles the wrestling with the heavyweight, with all that extra weight. But Devin Clark is a much better fighter in this matchup. I got to go with the better fighter in Devin Clark.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I like William Knight to catch Devin. Devin, does have a much lesser chin. William Knight, he gets out decisioned when he loses. He's not getting put away or anything like that. So I do like William Knight to catch Devin, but that's not a strategy, right? Rooting for somebody to catch them when they're on the wrong side of most of the exchanges. And this may be exactly like the Da Unjang fight, with Devin Clark just pushing William Knight around. But
yeah, he's only been
William
knocked
Knight's
out twice, and one of them was by Alexander Rakic. So,
who, Devin Clark?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he
So
looked great. I
two
mean,
out-
Ian
2 out of
Kutalaba
6,
was beaten
30% of his losses.
Kutalaba was beating the shit out of this dude, and he was not getting knocked out. Now, I couldn't believe he couldn't get knocked out, but
Yeah.
he's tough, man.
Anyway, we disagree on this, but I'm not going to fight to the death on this. I totally
And
get
I actually
why
had
William,
I actually had William Knight in my DraftKings after the weigh-ins. I took him out.
I took him out of mine as well. He is not in my DraftKings. But, if he wins, he'll score a ton of points. Guys, vote for who you think wins at WeWantPicks.com/vote. Let's take a look now. This is the last fight. Let's jump into Willie Beeman. He keeps the ladies creaming. William Knight, Devin Clark, 13. You never heard that stupid song? It was actually, it was either a song or a movie with, hey, Unbannable One. List your picks, you muppet. Let's list your picks and compare.
The Loser Virgin podcast. Yeah.
That,
Just
actually,
one of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Only half. It's not both, though. It's not. I mean, Angel's got kids. There's only one of us.
Exactly. Bum casual. I literally manage professional fighters for a living. Bum casual. I don't care.
List your
Do all the
credentials
comments
and
you
all
want.
your picks.
All those troll comments do is tell YouTube, hey, people like this content. They're commenting. So comment away, you muppet. William Knight, Devin Clark, 10 of you on William Knight, 3 of you on Devin Clark. I disagree this time. This time I disagree with the people. I think William Knight wins, but this should be like right down the middle. I'm only one of us. That was funny, Jacob. Loser virgin. Yeah, only one of us.
It's like that kid that starts crying. It just starts laughing.
The first day of school kid.
Do you miss your mom? No.
William Knight, 10-3. You guys voted. I disagree with you. I think William Knight wins, but 10-3 seems a bit of a stretch. Do
you really have to ask that question? Like, I mean,
people
come on.
Can't tell. I don't think people can tell how large I am or how. I'll say your normal size because I'm going to be nice to you. But I'm 6'3", 260.
That's not even that's not even a question.
Jacob's 5'10", 170. What are you actually like?
No, I'm 182.
Jacob's jacked. Like you're are you really 182?
Yeah, I'm almost as heavy. The heaviest I've ever been is 186, and I'm working
That's
back
impressive.
up there.
I'm actually impressed because you're ripped. Go to his Instagram.
I know. Yeah. I'm getting ready to post a picture today. Wait till you see it. It's got the pizza slice. It's ready. It's ready to go. It's ready to go.
Settle down. Just relax. We have a 90% male audience.
And then on OnlyFans, you'll see the
hold on.
picture.
I'm 6'3", Hank. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know how to prove it. I'm not going to stand up and do a twirl, but very large. Very large. Okay. Let's move on. This is a late change. Jacob, did you even do research on this fight, or is this all
I'm ready to go. I'm always prepared. Nobody works harder.
Munir Lazez, his original opponent, dropped Ange. It's not Ange, like everybody calls me, which I hate when people say Ange. I hate when I meet somebody new.
You call yourself Ange.
I joke around and go, Big Ange. That's it.
Yeah.
But people I don't like.
I don't Ange.
My family calls me Ange, no problem. But like, there are people I will just meet them, and they'll be like, "All right, Ange." It's like, dude, all right.
I actually do the same thing. Yeah, when people call me Jake before I know them, I don't like that.
But Jake is at least a common nickname for somebody named Jacob. Ange,
I know,
you just
but
eliminated
it's
half my name.
like you said, it's informal. So if you come in and be like, "Hey, Jake,"
Usted.
it's like,
yeah,
fuck you.
I don't know. You usted me, and then later we can do the two. Okay, for now it's usted.
Tengo el gato.
And if
los
Jesse
pantalones.
is in our live chat, Jesse gets my usted reference. Anyway,
No, that's why I said Tengo el gato los pantalones.
There you go. You got a cat in your pants. Munir Lazez versus Ange Luce. Ange Luce is stepping up on very short notice, like 3 or 4 days short notice, but he just fought 10 days ago or something like that. But Munir Lazez, 10-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming back after a year layoff. Ange Luce, 8-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He has been alternating wins and losses. Munir Lazez, he's a very good striker with good enough chin to let him hang out in the pocket and bang away. He has lots of power, solid cardio, and he works well with combinations. But he isn't just a solid striker. He also has fantastic takedowns and a solid enough fight IQ to when to use them. He took down Abdul Razak Al Hassan 4 times in his UFC debut and earned himself Fight of the Night bonus. Ange Luce, he had a failed Contender Series bid about 6 months ago, but he bounced back on the regional scene. He beat John Doomsday Howard literally 10 days ago or 9, just over a week ago. He's a very durable striker. He's got decent volume, solid power, and an incredible chin. He pumps his jab out there like absolute crazy. He throws more jabs than, honestly, maybe anybody else at the welterweight division. It's incredible how he puts that out there. And he has really nice low kicks, and he manages range well with those jabs and those low kicks. He does have trouble if you push forward and you can pressure him back. This should be a really fun fight, and I honestly wish it was not short notice because I think Ange Luce is better than his record. Like, he is alternating wins and losses in his last 5, but he's a very talented guy. I think he can have some success in the UFC. If you look at that loss to Madalena on the Contender Series, he started strong. He looked great. Lost some grappling scrambles. He slowed down later in the fight, but I wouldn't even say he slowed down like was gassing. I think he just slowed down. He was just starting to get down on himself, basically losing confidence, and was just sort of breaking, if you will. But I do still think Munir Lazez wins because we're talking 10-day turnaround. And if you think about the life cycle of a fight camp, You have 6 weeks getting ready. The last couple of days, you're just staying loose, losing weight, cutting weight. Then you fight. And then typically you have some beers, you'll eat all the food you couldn't eat, you'll relax, and then maybe everybody's different, but maybe a week, 2 weeks later, you get back into a routine. You're not watching what you're eating, but you're at least getting back into a routine. For Luce to turn around that quickly means he won his fight, obviously, starting to have some drinks, eating the food he didn't normally eat, and then immediately like, hey, you want to fight in the UFC? And he just went right to cutting weight. So I don't know what he's going to look like. It is stupid short notice. I'm going to stick with Munir Lazzez here. And I think these odds are probably correct. But Luce, very talented guy. We haven't heard your opinion yet. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, Luce Asshole is like very, very, very dangerous in this match. I think Lazzez is definitely the better striker. You kind of mentioned it. But if Lazzez is going to be pushing forward and getting a little bit too aggressive, knowing that this guy's UFC debut, short notice, he could find himself in some trouble because Ange is a decent counter striker. He's not as technical, but sometimes those not technical guys are the ones that will really knock you out because those shots are coming at different angles than you would expect in exchanges. So if I'm Lazzez, I take my time, let Ange throw the big strikes, counter off those big strikes, and capitalize on those strikes. But he better be careful in this. He better be careful in this matchup. And I don't like the fact that he was the underdog in the original matchup, right? So he was the underdog coming in against his original opponent. Obviously, opponent change makes a big difference. But to be a 2-1 favorite, it's basically because this guy is short notice. Because if this was a full camp, I think this is probably a pick'em fight. So if Ange if he wins by knockout or does something crazy in this fight, I wouldn't put it past him. But being short notice that he just fought 2 weeks ago, I don't like that. So I'm going to Lazzez's side, but this could get interesting.
I don't know what you're missing, Hank. There is a 0% chance Jacob would survive 3 minutes. I like Jacob. I'm not going to fight Jacob.
I've seen them.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay, that's the first time that bedroom heard that noise.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. Because it's my guest bedroom, a 2-bedroom apartment, penthouse suite overlooking the pool.
I bet that's what it is. Guys, if you want to vote on these fights, go to wewantpicks.com/vote. That is our model going forward. All the voting will be on the website because we stream to Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all of those things, Facebook. So the voting has to be central. And let's take a look and see where we are at. Here we go. 13 of you. Thank you very much, guys. This is a brand new model. I know you got to leave YouTube to go vote, so appreciate it. Munir Lazzez versus Ange Luce. 10 of you saying Lazzez. 3 of you saying Ange Luce. So 76% to 23%. That's probably about right. Maybe 60-40, but that's probably about right. And hype, nope. Chris, the guy who sets the Monkey Knife Fight lines is in our live chat right now, and he mentioned that he forgot to put them up. And like the stream, guys. And honestly, this is our first stream since 5,000. Thank you so much for 5,000. We started this about a year ago. We're only a little bit off a year here. What are we, like 14 months, 15 months, something like that? So to go from literally 0 to 5,000 in that amount of time is incredible. We put a ton of time and effort into this, and this makes it all worth it. You guys participating in the live chat, the donations, the super chats, the members, signing up for all of our partners, watching, liking, subscribing, all of that. Thank you so much. We hit 5,000. I'm legit proud, and thank you so much. And Hank Hill finally got it. If Angelo was actually a 6'3" wrestler, I'd probably go with Angelo. Yeah, that's what it is. Patrick Sweeney.
He doesn't know my jits, though. I mean, my jits is... I'm dangerous
I
from
would
the
love...
bottom. I mean, my ex-girlfriend knows I'm dangerous from the bottom.
Okay. I bet. I don't know what this is.
I'm
5,
a great
10,
bottom.
20. What is this? What are these numbers? What am I missing? Okay. Let's move on. We've got Patty Sabs taking on TJ Laramie. Jacob, why don't you do this breakdown since he's your lock of the week?
Yeah, Pat Sabatini's going to win.
Can you like a morsel? I even paid you today.
Yeah, sorry.
A
Yeah,
morsel
sorry.
of effort on payday.
All right, yeah.
A morsel of effort.
Okay. Yeah, so Pat Sabatini is my lock of the week. He is going to win inside the distance.
What the? Okay. Can I take the pay back? Can I claw it back?
I mean, I don't know what you mean. That's the only thing I have written in my note. I look at right at Pat Sabatini inside the distance.
Very helpful. We got Pat
No,
Sabatini.
I'll break it down. Break it down for you. This is going to be now, Pat. If he tries to engage in the striking here, I don't want him to do that. I've talked about it before with grapplers that want to try and strike in UFC fights, in their matchups. Save that for training camp. Save that for live sparring in your own gym where it does not count. Do not strike with TJ Laramie. He does have a little bit of power in his hands. You can just take him down and you can submit him inside of, I'm going to say 16, 17 seconds if you want to. TJ Laramie should be a 125 or maybe a 135er. The guy's a small dude. Pat Sabatini should dominate, absolutely dominate the on the ground. And I swear to God, if he loses this power, yeah, that's what I said. I know you're laughing. I literally said that joke. I said I'm a great bottom. That was a joke that I said. So you can't make fun of me for something that I make fun of myself for. I got out ahead of it. And I dominated the joke. So Pat Sabatini should dominate this matchup.
Professional
just
victim
like
knows the ins
he
and
should
the
dominate
outs
this
of
matchup,
bullying.
just like all my exes have dominated me in the past. Yeah, he should. I mean, this should be not even close. If he loses, I'm done. I mean, you will not see me again.
What was your prime, Thomas? I'd love to hear your prime. And just the fact that anybody, I think we need like a picture of you and I standing next to each other with our athletic accomplishments. I will have a picture of like my jiu-jitsu trophies, my wrestling trophies, and you could have that golf trophy you have.
Oh, you want me to get my letter jacket? Do you want me to get my letter jacket? Because there's a patch on the back that says all conference, 7th place.
Golf, yes.
That's literally what it literally says. That. Can you believe they put that on the patch? Because top 10, it's a conference. It was a conference tournament for golf, and if you got top 10, it's all conference, right? And it literally put on there all conference and then 7th place. So I have a patch on the back of my high school letter jacket that says
Why
7th
would they do
place. That? I don't know.
Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, just let it be all conference, and that's it.
The jacket's actually at my parents' house. I don't have it. It would be funny if I had it. Like I should put it in the background right there.
I mean, you guys see the moving boxes behind me. We sold our house. We're moving into a new house. All my trophies are right.
I'll show you the best trophy I have, honestly. And this thing is gonna blow your mind. When you talk about athleticism, it's gonna take me a second to find it. It's deep in my camera roll, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, you do that. Pat Sabatini, 16-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. TJ Laramie, 12-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming back after a year-long layoff. We have been picking Pat, betting on Pat for his entire UFC run, and it has worked out for us. A little dicey when he fought Jamal Emmers and was almost put out. But was somehow able to survive. He kept the lights on.
Whoa, wait, what? Whoa, almost put out.
Oh yeah, he wasn't almost out when.
No,
Jamal
it was
Emmers
one of those. He was like, ow, that kind of hurt. Let me grab his leg.
Yeah, okay. He felt like a bag of dirt. Anyway, nasty grappler, and some people might criticize his his striking because of that Jamal Emmers fight. But he has good technical striking. He just got caught with a big shot in his last fight against Tucker Lutz. He went straight grapple. He had almost 12 minutes of control time, 5 takedowns, and if he fights that fight against TJ Laramie, he will absolutely be the massive, tremendous favorite that they have him booked as. TJ Laramie, well-rounded guy. He's got dangerous kickboxing, dangerous jiu-jitsu. He has legit power in his hands, and he can put you out with one punch. But he's undersized for the division, and he could absolutely be out-grappled. I love Pat Sabatini here. I do think the odds are a bit wide. I think the only way for Pat to really prove to everybody he's a 5-1 favorite is just immediately start grappling. Just immediately start grappling.
It'll be a 16-second submission.
Well, then he's worth it, right? I do think he wins. I think he's the better fighter, but I think there is some disrespect here for TJ Laramie, who's a dangerous guy. You find whatever picture,
and this is not a joke. Yeah, this is literally my best athletic accomplishment. Huh?
This is the picture I use on the website of you like.
No, this is my best athletic accomplishment. This is no joke. This is a worldwide tournament, okay, worldwide, and we got second place in two of them. This is if you look at this, Hoop It Up and Gus Smacker, okay, and this is 1996 all-world second place at both. We lost to the same team in both tournaments. 1996 Hoop It Up 3-on-3 basketball tournament, domination, all world. So this is a worldwide tournament in Indianapolis. And we got second place. In both tournaments, we lost our first game, had it run through the losers bracket, and ended up getting second place. Lost to the same team twice.
Congratulations,
so I'm an athlete, guys.
Congratulations on all your success since you and the Dallas Cowboys.
It's me and it's you know who
early
it is?
90s, nothing since then.
Me, the Dallas Cowboys, and Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect is 1993, 1994 blockbuster champion. I am the 1996 Hoop It Up Gus Smacker, second place.
Runner-up, yeah, runner-up. Anyway, WeWantPicks.com/vote. Let's see where we ended up on the Pat Sabatini vote. I imagine everybody went with Patrick Sabataz.
I think that's the first clean sweep, baby.
First clean
Lock
sweep,
of the week.
15-0, Pat Sabatini. I agree with this.
I have 4 units inside the distance plus 135. I placed one bet this week after last week's debacle. I need it, Patty. I need inside the distance, Patty.
Well, and if you guys need some extra cash, WeWantPicks.com/bets. We literally give everybody who signs up with one of our 5 betting partners $50. I Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I'm sending $50 out all day. So WeWantPicks.com/bets. All you need to do is click on any of the 5 partner links, make a deposit, and then we have a form. Fill out the form. I send you $50. It's literally that simple. But you got to use our link. I've had people come to me who have had Bet Online accounts for 3 years saying, hey, can I get my $50? No, I'm not. It's not a charity. It's a thank you for supporting us. And obviously, you sign up, you make a deposit, we get paid by them. And I'm basically just sharing some of the commission with you. It's transparent. That's what we're doing. It's that simple. So WeWantPicks.com/bets. I give you $50. You're welcome. Then we have probably top 3 most confident picks on the card. Spoiler alert, Mayra Bueno Silva is going to win this fight. But let's break it down anyway. Mayra Bueno Silva 7-2 overall, 2-2-1 in her last 5. She's coming off a loss to Manon Farrow. Yanan Wu or Wu Yanan 12-4 overall, 2-3 in her last 5. She is on a 2-fight skid. Mayra Bueno Silva, she's a good striker. She's got solid power, good kicks. She just likes charging forward and throwing bombs from there. She's a good grappler, and if she's losing the striking exchanges, she does have that in her back pocket. The problem is she doesn't really have the takedowns to get it there, but if she ends up on the ground, she can be dangerous. The problem is, can she end up on the ground? Wu Yanan is a very good Muay Thai striker. She's got good grappling if she needs it as well. She moves well. She's got good volume. She does not have a ton of power, but she does have the footwork, cardio, and enough technical skills to outstrike and outdecision the lower ranked, or actually unranked, women in the division. We talk about Mayra Bueno Silva all the time because every breakdown we do of the top women in the division, they have all fought her. She does have a few losses. She's got 3 losses in the UFC, but it was to Montana De La Rosa, Marina Moroz, and Manon Farrow. And the UFC sort of seems to be using her to test prospects, or in this case, I think to push Wu Yanan out. They have to offer her a fight based on her contract. They're just hoping Bueno Silva smokes her, and then she's done. They're done with Wu Yanan, and they can move on because this is a mismatch. If you look at the level of competition, you look at how they fight, I think Bueno Silva dominates here. My only struggle was $9,300 is a lot of money to spend in DraftKings, so I probably not going to have her in my final DraftKings lineup, but I think she absolutely dominates here. What do you think?
I think we're...
I'm not pinning these filthy... On Easter weekend, these are the disgusting comments in the live stream.
Well,
I'm not going to pin these.
I think
you guys
we're gonna really...
are filthy.
I think we're going to really see, how do I word this? The quality.
If you go blind, if that's a real thing.
No, we're going to find out the quality and craftsmanship of these Venom kits. in this fight. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah, Bueno Silva's going to dominate. Wu is her only path is to out wrestle Bueno Silva. She's not going to be able to do that. So there you go.
All right. Well, that was easy enough. Guys, go vote. WeWantPicks.com/vote. Again, that is the model. That's what we're doing from now on. All the voting will be on the website. It'll be open all week long. We'll break it down on these live streams. And we're doing that because we stream to like 5 or 6 different platforms. And we're actually eventually going to build our own website dedicated to the live stream. So the voting needs to be central. Let's go ahead. Take a look. Mayra Bueno Silva, 15 votes, 13-2. 2 of you grabbed Wu Yanan. Very surprising. Very surprised. All right. 13.
I think it's 2 of them did it for 2 reasons.
Anyway.
2 reasons.
Yeah, no, I got it. I've been to elementary school.
Reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I went to elementary school in America. I get your jokes. Mayra Bueno Silva, 13 votes, 86.67%, 13.33%. I think it's closer to, I don't think Wu Yanan has much of a chance here at all. But she definitely has striking and footwork. And Mbe said she went with Wu. I get it because she can outstrike a lot of the women in the division. I just think there's levels to this. I think Mayra Bueno Silva is like mid-tier, and Wu Yanan is a little bit lower than that, right? I think her record's a little cushioned, and this is a big step up for her, and she's hasn't really stood up to the challenge yet. Guys, 50 free bucks. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Then we got Miguel Baeza taking on Philo. This fight, I'm not 100% sure what to do. Not gonna lie to you here. But Miguel Baeza, 10-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-fight skid. Philo, 14-4 overall. He's coming off a loss in his UFC debut against Miguel Baeza. Philo, he's a striker. He's got a nice double jab, heavy leg kicks, solid takedowns when he needs them, and he does have legitimate power in his hands, but his kicks are definitely his biggest asset. He'll kick your legs, he'll kick your body, he'll kick your head. He'll mix up inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, and he uses them really well. His issue, though, is that he is stupid hittable. He is very, very hittable. His chin can hold up, but he is hittable. Miguel Baeza doubled his strikes in that fight. If you go back to when Philo fought Chris Curtis outside of the UFC, he was dropped multiple times, and every single jab or straight punch just lit up Philo's face. Miguel Baeza, he's a very good technical striker. He's got solid BJJ. He's coming off 2 losses, but he is making improvements, and he has solid fight IQ. He does a really good job using his own kicks to take away his opponent's legs and wear down their cardio. He is tough, but he does have chin issues, and he was straight up out cold in his last fight. But if you look at that last fight, he, against Chaos Williams, he got the better of all the exchanges. All the exchanges leading up. Are you calling yourself a clown or me? What was that? Why are you putting the microphone thing in your face?
Huh?
What's happening?
I'm not doing it. You're the one that's like, all of a sudden, like, I'm just sitting here, man. I'm listening. I'm taking in the information.
You're sitting here creepily rubbing the top of the microphone, making dirty noises. Animal. Miguel Baeza was put out cold by Chaos Williams. He was getting the better of every single one of those exchanges leading up to that knockout. He's very talented. He's definitely the better fighter than Andre. I worry about his chin, and Andre has a brick for a head. So Miguel Baeza would have to fight the exact same fight he fought against Chaos Williams, but not get knocked out. And that is the part that worries me. What do you think, Jakey Poo?
Yeah, I think this comes down to who has the better chin, because Miguel Baeza, I've said it before on this card that he's the better fighter. I think he's the more dynamic fighter. He has wrestling as well if he needs to use it. I'd like to see him use his wrestling more to kind of save his chin in those exchanges. But if I got to trust somebody, I got to trust somebody that went against Miguel Baeza and just 8 shots just nonstop and just didn't even give a shit. This could be Miguel Baeza. Literally, if this is a distance kickboxing match, Miguel Baeza should dominate this. But if this turns into a war at all, even if there's only a few exchanges each round where there's like a boom, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of exchange, Andre's going to come out on top, and Baeza is probably going to get knocked out. I was very pro Baeza before his last fight. Angelo was arguing that he's chinny. I was like, yeah, he's chinny, but he doesn't get knocked out. He'll get hurt, but he comes back. He's tough. He's a very dynamic striker. And then he just got flatlined. I can't trust this guy anymore. He's the better fighter. He should win. That's what the odds say. But I'll trust Andre's chin in this matchup, and I'm taking Andre by KO. But I hope Baeza wins. I like Baeza as a striker, as a fighter. He's very fun to watch, but I can't trust his chin. Can't trust him.
That is the issue here for sure. I'm responding to an email. Keep talking. Let me finish this email real quick.
Oh, well, let's talk about how Eric Luce says leave Jacob alone. I 100% agree, guys. I mean, you guys got to have my back here. The way that Angelo treats me on screen, you see the way he treats me off screen. Obviously not physically. He can't do anything physically to me. But, I mean, the mental warfare is just unreal. So, Eric, I appreciate your support. And I'm glad you guys see the same things that I'm seeing. So, are you done?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm done. New subscriber. Thank you very much. WT John WT. It's no idea some of these screen names. I think we're on the same page. That is what worries me. Miguel Baeza's chin worries me more than anything. Let's take a look at the voting. And we have Miguel Baeza, Andre Philo, 15 votes, 9 for Baeza, 6 for Vilo.
That makes sense.
That's probably right. Yeah, that's.
I mean, we honestly have the smartest chats in the world. Not Jester, but everyone else is, really on top of their game.
I actually agree. There's obviously a couple trolls. How funny was that unbannable troll? As soon as I applied logic and said, hey, all your troll comments, just tell YouTube that people like our content and that's good for us. Well, and they just stopped
Well, I think
commenting.
He wanted to get banned so he could come back with another count. But when he just all right, do you, baby. They don't like that.
Yeah, the only times I'll kick, I obviously I do delete comments and I kick people out, but it's got to be pretty grotesque for me to do that. I've got
there's like a movement starting in the chat here. I see a lot of comments.
Yeah, I wonder
they're piling up now.
Justice for Jacob.
I mean, look at this. Okay. Wow. I mean, there's nonstop. They don't stop. It's unreal.
Wow. Yeah. Justice for Jacob.
I'm taking Andre.
I'll share my invoices.
I'm taking Andre.
This is what we'll do. So who are y'all taking? Oh, I took Baeza. So we're split.
No, he didn't say, so who are y'all taking? He said, so who are y'all taking?
Yeah, I'm not hopping off. Jacob did. Jacob's a very fair weather fan. Giant Lakers fan, Cowboys fan for a while, big Yankees fan a few years ago. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's not
the number one pick, baby. We're getting the number one pick, baby.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of.
Colts got Matty Ice.
Matty Slice. Okay. Then we have the co-main of the evening, a very bizarre co-main event. It should be a fun fight. These are two very talented guys, but it's a weird co-main event. Both of these guys have never had an official UFC fight. They've contender series fights. They're pretty, highly touted prospects. So two things surprise me. One, that they're putting two contender series guys against each other in a co-main event. And two, that they took these two prospects and they put them together this early in their careers. I'm very surprised that they're doing that. Caio Baralo, 10-1 overall, taking on Gadzi
Switch the
Omar.
graphic, for God's sake.
What are you talking about?
It still says Miguel Baeza on my screen.
That's your screen.
Well, it says it on the YouTube screen as well that I'm looking at.
Well, does that fix it? I mean,
that's the way he talks. See how I try to correct him, guys, in the way he talks to me? It's unreal. I'm just trying to help him out, and he just you're wrong. It's
change the graphics for Christ's sake.
I didn't say Christ's sake. Not on Easter weekend. I would not say that.
Anyway. Yeah, dude. You try. Jacob's all fun and whatever on the what? How much work do you do a week? 2 hours? It's all well and good then. Deal with him the whole time. Try to get him to do content on his own. and then see if you get frustrated with it or not. It's unbelievable.
I'm very
and
annoying.
He's not a volunteer. Jacob, he's not a volunteer or a victim. If anything,
Baeza's submission, huh? That's interesting. I hope he wrestles. I honestly hope he wrestles.
we got Caio Baralo taking on Gadzi Omarjav in the co-main event of the evening. Caio Baralo 10-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He's coming off his second Contender Series win. He won on the Contender Series, didn't get signed, went back, won a second time, and did get signed. He's fighting Gadzi, not even attempting the last name, 13-0. He's 5-0, obviously, in his last 5. He's coming off a stoppage win on his Contender Series bid. Caio Baralo, he's a very slick grappler with solid submissions, and he has well-timed takedowns. He's got a long Wonder Boy-style karate stance, but he does do a decent job of switching it up, lowering his level, and then exploding into double legs for his takedowns. When he hits the ground, he fights exactly like a jiu-jitsu guy. He's crossing his legs, tying up your feet, solid pressure, working from position to position. And his hands are okay. He has okay hands. You might watch his Contender Series fight and think that he's got amazing striking, but he doesn't, right? He looked really good in that fight with his striking, but he definitely is a grappler, and his hands are just okay. They could use some work. Gadzi is a well-rounded guy, but he's definitely a wrestler. On his feet, he's an okay boxer, but he's got real power in his hands. He plots forward, strings together combinations before looking for takedowns, and then he will grab one leg, two legs, pick him clean up in the air, dump you, and then as soon as he hits the mat, he's immediately transitioning to side control, to mount. He's immediately working towards something else, and then he's just absolutely hammering away from there. Mbe, those are not amateur fights. Those are they're fights that were not licensed. They're exhibitions and things like that. They just put them under amateur. For example, I managed fighters in the XFC. We flew to Turkey, or the island of Cyprus, and that half of the island, half is Greece, half is Turkey. Anyway, I went with like 5 fighters. Chris Barnett was there, and Parker Porter was one of my fighters fighting there. If you pull up Parker's record or Ryan Quinn's record, you'll see they have fights there, but they're listed as amateur because they weren't licensed. There was no athletic commission. So it's not necessarily that it was amateur. Wow. Anyway, I think Gadzi wins here. Kyle, dangerous jiu-jitsu guy, but I think Gadzi's got more power in his hands. He's got more power in his hands. He's got solid wrestling, and I think he just smothers Kyle. Kyle will be live for a submission, but I think Gadzi smothers him. I like these odds. Gadzi's another parlay piece for me. I've got him in a whole bunch, and I go from there. And Kale, what did you do for a living? Anything interesting? Let us know. We'll talk about what you did for a living.
Angel's pressed again.
Kale, you start.
You pissed him off, Kale.
Start a YouTube channel about being an accountant. I will watch you do formulas and spreadsheets, and you can tell me all about your credentials. Jakey boy, what do you think of this fight?
I love that.
What do you think
that's
of
like
Kale?
No, I love Eric's comment. That's like such a me comment. Mbe, let's go on a date. I'll explain it to you. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I think in this fight, I see Baralo as just not that good a fighter, honestly. He's got that weird karate stance, but he's not really a great striker. He's got some grappling, but he's not a really good wrestler or really good with his jiu-jitsu as well. He's got the most aggressive tattoo I've ever seen in my life. Free spirit! Just across his neck. I think Gadzi should dominate this match. What are the odds on this? Have they gotten any wider? I know that we have a sponsor called ODDSJAM. We could check that out. It's actually almost like a pick'em fight. I think Gadzi should be a 2. I'd put if I was an odds, I'd put like a minus 230, something like that, because I think he can win on the feet or dominate on the ground. Honestly, I just don't think Baralo is that good of a fighter. Obviously, anything can happen, but these odds seem a little bit crazy to me.
They tightened. Gadzi, the best you're gonna do is minus 115 if you're on his side. And the best you'll do with Caio is plus 110.
It seems crazy to me. I think Gadzi is pretty much better
surprised
everywhere.
They tightened, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's better everywhere. He's a little bit boring at times. He will take his time, which maybe people like that in a decision fight. If this goes to decision, maybe the judges don't like that. But he's an undefeated guy that can wrestle and strike. I just think he should dominate this matchup.
Yeah, I agree. Paul, you're saying that Caio was bigger at the weigh-ins.
That doesn't always matter, Paul, because if you look at me and Angelo is much bigger, but I would dominate wherever
We
I fight
can live
he wants to
stream.
go.
We can live stream a wrestling match.
Why's it gotta be wrestling? I mean, I want to throw some bows.
Imagine being angry. So Donut Boy Nasty watches our video, absorbs all of the free content. We charge literally nothing for content. Nothing's behind a paywall.
Listen, I like Doughboy. So Doughboy, before you start, Doughboy, this is not for me. I like you, Doughboy. This is not for me.
Absorbing free content, taking our free advice, and then complaining when I add morsels about my own personal life. Because tell you what, me wrestling my entire life kind of matters when I'm breaking down wrestlers, don't you think? And maybe you've heard it more than once, but not everybody in this live chat has been here before. So enjoy the free content and shut your mouth. All right? I think we're good there. WeWantPicks.com/vote. Let us know your picks, and let's take a look right now.
You guys did it. This is what you guys do. And now you guys don't. I mean, this is when the stream ends. And you guys think it's fun, yes. and then he takes it out on me. So I'm gonna have a half an hour of him being like, "You can't get them going. Once they get going, then they start attacking me, and I can't handle it. And now I'm getting frustrated." And he starts yelling. He'll start throwing stuff.
It's so hard to rattle me. It's like almost impossible to actually get me rattled. Godzi 12-3. I agree with this. 80%, 20%. I agree with this breakdown. What do you think? JP, I drink 7 nights a week. Actually, 6 nights a week. The one night I don't drink is Tuesdays when we do our live stream.
He drinks 9 nights a week.
The only time I don't drink is when we do our live stream.
And that's probably when you should, honestly. You'd be a lot more entertaining.
I take this too seriously for that. I do way too seriously for that. Okay. Hank, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but if you're being serious, I'll answer questions. Ask questions. I answer questions. No problem. All right. Last fight, main event. We got Vicente Luque taking on Belal Muhammad. Jacob and I are completely split. And what's even funnier is...
We're not split. I'm right and you're wrong.
The comment section is split too. This is very similar to when I picked what's-his-name to beat the crap out of Joel Alvarez. I picked the 2-1 favorite, and people were like, "You idiot." You're on the Luque side. Yeah, you're on the Luque side, and someone is like, "How about that clown picking Luque? What a moron. I can't believe he would do that." Luque's a 2-1 favorite. It's not absurd to pick Luque. Anyway. Yes, Misery Monroe. We already did Barnett, but let's finish this fight. If there's time, we'll go through very quickly. What?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Vicente Luque taking on Belal Muhammad in the main event. This is a rematch. Vicente Luque knocked out Belal Muhammad the first time they fought. If you watch that, it was very short, under 1.5 minutes, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful combination. He caught him, and Belal just folded. Like, he knocked him out, and it was bad. But this is a rematch, and I actually think the fact that they already fought before and the fact that Vicente Luque knocked out Belal Muhammad, I think that works for Belal Muhammad because I don't think he's going to mess around with the striking. I think he's just going to straight wrestle. Absolutely straight wrestle because he knows how dangerous Vicente Luque is. And if we look at Belal Muhammad and when he straight wrestled, 7 takedowns against Wonder Boy, a ton of control time. I think it was 13 minutes of control time in a 15-minute fight. And I think it's a lot of that going into this fight. Belal Muhammad, he has outstruck grapplers. He has outgrappled strikers. Vicente Luque has power in his hands. He's clearly a very good striker. Clearly a slick opportunist in jiu-jitsu. But I just think this is a boring 25-minute decision win for Belal Muhammad. I think it's 1 million takedowns, a ton of control time. And I think Belal Muhammad gets it done the same way he beat Stephen Thompson. Not exciting at all. And I just think it's more of the same. I do hate that it's 25 minutes because Vicente Luque will be live that whole time. But if you just look at Vicente Luque versus Michael Kiesa, I get it. He submitted Michael Kiesa, but Michael Kiesa took him down with ease, took his back with ease. And the only reason he lost that position is because he got like way too excited. He couldn't believe that he was there. I think he rolled for a Darce, or he just went for something that he shouldn't have gone for, rolled off the top, and Vicente Luque submitted him. So I like Belal Muhammad here to win a boring 25-minute decision with the wrestling. Jacob, you're on the exact opposite side. Let me hear.
Who would win? And this an honest question. Who would win in like Kiesa versus Balal in like a wrestling grappling match? No striking or anything. Who do you think is a better wrestler and grappler than between Balal and Kiesa?
Sure. Oh, but wrestling and grappling are different. So straight jiu-jitsu
That's what I said.
match,
I said no. Just a straight grappling match with wrestling with jiu-jitsu. There's no striking.
Balal Muhammad.
Kiesa would dominate Balal.
Kiesa has
Muhammad
high school level wrestling. Did not wrestle in college. High school level wrestling. Okay.
Listen. Guys, don't listen to Angelo on this one.
Okay.
Balal Muhammad, the eye poke for Balal Muhammad against Leon Edwards, I talk about this in our breakdown, was the best thing to ever happen to Balal Muhammad because he was going to get exposed and embarrassed by Leon Edwards in that matchup. He was on his way. Leon was dominating the first round. Then the eye poke. And then they set him up with Damian Maya, so he outstrikes Damian Maya. Congratulations. Then they set him up against Stephen Thompson. He outgrapples Stephen Thompson. Congratulations. That's how you win the fights. His only path to victory in this matchup is the wrestling, the straight-up wrestling. He's going to lose jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
He's going to lose
and
striking.
I said that's
okay,
his
I'm
path.
talking,
Yes.
bud. I'm talking, bud.
What a joke.
So I mean, look how defensive he's getting, guys. He knows his pick. He's trying to convince himself of his own pick. It's very pathetic.
I bet $100.
Excuse me, sir.
With you.
Balal, his only path to victory is just to wrestle and hold Vicente Luque down. Vicente Luque, if he can take him down, can still win scrambles into the positions, as you saw against Michael Kiesa. Michael Kiesa took him down, took his back. And Vicente Luque's like, what are you doing? Let me choke you out real quick. No problem. He might do the same thing Balal Muhammad. If it stays on the feet, he's going to get sent to the shadow realm. Balal Muhammad, this is a guy, we saw a stat the other day that was the most strikes in the UFC without a knockdown, I think was Aljamain Sterling. He has like 900 significant strikes without a knockdown. And I think second in that matchup was Balal Muhammad. The guy's got pillow fists. His only path to victory is just to grab him and hold him down and hope to God he doesn't lose a scramble and get submitted. If you want to put your money on a guy with his path to victory is just to lay on somebody for 5 rounds, more power to you. God bless you on this Easter weekend. But I'm going the guy with hammer fists, with jiu-jitsu, and can win scrambles on the ground. And Vicente Luque, the 2-1 favorite. This is a clear-cut victory. Balal is not that good.
Okay. Well, you and I bet $100. I get 200 if Balal. Or no, sorry. I get 100 if Balal wins, and if Luque wins, I give you 50. That was the bet we made. It's on camera. Don't back out now.
Did we really make that bet? I'll make that bet, but I don't remember making that bet.
No,
okay,
we did.
That's fine.
I don't disagree with anything you said. I don't disagree. You said Balal's only path to victory is taking Luque down and holding him down. I agree. And I think he does it. Vicente Luque is by far the more dangerous fighter. He's the more well-rounded fighter. But I think he gets held down for 25 minutes. Straight up. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is the more dangerous fighter and the more well-rounded fighter. And he got held down. Damian Maya, more dangerous.
Stephen Thompson cannot win scrambles the way Vicente Luque can. If you try and take Vicente Luque down, you can get submitted. You saw that with your whole thing is Michael Kiesa. Excuse me. Your big thing is Michael Kiesa got him to the ground and took his back. Okay, he got submitted. Because that's what Vicente Luque does. He
got submitted because he messed up. You've got it twisted. He didn't take Vicente down.
He still lost. He still got submitted.
You're making it sound like he took Vicente down. Here, I'm going to list all the people that have taken Vicente Luque down. Leon Edwards,
and let me know how many times they win, too.
Leon Edwards, he won.
Got it. And it was about
first of all, Wonderboy beat Vicente Luque.
I'm telling you, Leon Edwards.
Price was smoking.
If Balal Muhammad doesn't get poked in the eye, he might have got cut from the UFC after what Leon Edwards was going to do to him in that fight.
Okay. Well, Nico Price took him down, no problem. Randy Brown took him down, no problem. And these are people that can't even grapple. So anyway, we'll see. That's the beauty. That is the beauty of this. We will find out in, 8 hours or something like that. Guys, wewantpicks.com/vote. Let's see who you think wins this fight. I am curious to see what the voting says. Let's see. Where are we at? Here we go. Main event. 9-7. Listen, I think Balal Muhammad wins, and I agree with this breakdown of the voting. I think because Vicente Luque, like you said, is live for a submission and live for a knockout, and Balal Muhammad is only live for a decision. But that's
I like how
those
someone
things go.
said casuals, even though we're like on opposite sides. So one of us can't be. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
It's like one of us
That's,
gotta be right.
unless he's talking to the live chat. No, people crack me up. There was some troll for the last 3 weeks. It's like Khabibi Lieb or whatever his name is.
Eric just put his life on that Vicente's going to win, which is a dangerous game. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. And we have a new potential sponsor. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but they do peer-to-peer betting. So, like, you and I are going to bet each other. I know you will Venmo it. But how many times have I bet the live chat and they did not pay up? Well, now it'll literally go through a third party. So you can't.
Wow,
you can't
Vicente's before the fight's actually a minus 350 favorite now.
Really?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I was like, I'm going to double my bet on Balal then. Holy crap. Anyway, guys, that's the breakdown. We could very quickly, got 9 minutes here. We'll very quickly go through the picks super fast. Just a quick recap for anybody that joined us late. God damn, there's a lot of fights. All right, Kevin Kroom, Haley Alatang. We are both on the Alatang side, but we both agree Kevin Kroom is wild and could make something happen. We both like Alatang. Estella Nunez beats Sam Hughes. She just out-volumes her, sticks and moves, and has no problems with Sam Hughes. Jordan Levitt and Trey Ogden. We both think Trey Ogden is the more well-rounded fighter. Jordan Levitt is definitely the more dangerous fighter. Definitely the more dangerous fighter. But Ogden's got the wrestling, got the striking, and should be able to decision himself to a win.
Ogden's in my DraftKings. I'll let him know who's in my DraftKings right now as you do it.
All right, Chris Barnett, Martin Bidet. I love Chris. Stupid athletic. Surprisingly powerful, but Martin Bidet, he's good everywhere. He's big. He's got power. Martin Bidet gets it done. He's a parlay pace for me.
I have Martin in my DraftKings. Yeah, I have Martin in my DraftKings as well.
Me as well. Hafa Garcia, Jesse Runson. I like Hoffa here. He's got dangerous hands, dangerous jiu-jitsu. In his last fight, he had cardio, which has been the knock on him. Jesse Runson is better than his record, but it's not a great record, and he's not nearly as good as some of the people in the live chat are pretending that he is. But I like Hafa Garcia. I have him at $8,200 in my DraftKings. What do you think?
I have him in my DraftKings as well. Sounds like we have the same lineup.
Okay. Jakar Close, Brandon Jenkins. Jacob switched his pick to Brandon Jenkins. Jakar Close has been very vocal this entire week about how he will never be 100% again. Jeremy Stevens did permanent damage to his body. He hasn't fought in 2 full years. He didn't look great on the scales. He missed weight, but then he ended up making weight. I still like Jakar Close to win because I do think he's the more talented fighter. But Brandon Jenkins hits like a truck, is willing to die out there to get a finish, and he's fighting a guy coming off a 2-year layoff that is very open about having permanent physical damage. You got anything going in the DraftKings?
Jenkins is in my DraftKings.
All right. Lena Landsberg, Pani Kanzad. It's a rematch, but from 10 years ago. Lena Landsberg, very good striker. Pani Kanzad, also a very good striker, but more volume, better footwork. We think Pani Kanzad sticks and moves her way to a decision. I've got Pani, I believe. I don't know if I have her in my DraftKings lineup. I might. $9,100 is a lot of money, but I may have her in there. And I definitely have her in a few parlays. Devin Clark, lots of subscribers floating in. Devin Clark versus William Knight. They're both fighting at heavyweight. They're both light heavyweights. William Knight is massive now. He weighed in at 250-something, even though he weighed 205 a couple months ago. I like William Knight here because I do think he can catch Devin Clark on the way in. But the reality is we have seen William Knight taken down and held down before. Devin Clark is a big, strong grappler. He has his own power in his hands. He does have some chin issues. Jacob is on the Devin Clark side. I am on the William Knight side. But, you know, I don't necessarily trust William enough. I don't have a bet on him. I don't think he's in my DraftKings lineup. I do think he can catch Devin, but that's not a betting strategy. What do you think, Jacob? You have Devin in your DraftKings?
No, I had William. I took him out.
Gotcha. Munir Lazez taking on last-minute replacement Ange Luce. Ange Luce taking this on a few days' notice, maybe 10 days or something like that. Munir Lazez, very good striker. Ange Luce, very good striker. Munir Lazez can work in some grappling. Ange Luce is very talented. I am on the Lazez side, but it's a close fight, and literally the short notice is what's doing it for me. But I do think Munir Lazez gets it done. Jakey Boy agrees.
Agreed.
Pat Sabatini, TJ Laramie. We both think Pat wins. I do think the odds are a bit wide. TJ Laramie is a good striker, a good grappler, has very real power, but he is small for the weight class. I think if Pat sticks to a grapple-heavy game plan, he gets it done.
You remember when people did this? Like the old stuff?
Bravo. Bravissimo, eh? Okay.
Pat Sabatini, lock of the week, inside the distance. I have 4 units at plus 135. He's going to submit that clown inside of 16 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry.
Myra Bueno Silva, Yanan Wu. I think there's levels to this. They're both good strikers. Bueno Silva is probably maybe not as technical of a striker, but she's big. She's got more power, and she can grapple if it ends up on the ground. Wu Yanan is going to be a step behind in this fight, I believe. So I like Myra Bueno Silva to win this fight. There are levels to this. I think Myra Bueno Silva is a mid-level fighter, and Wu Yanan is unfortunately a little lower than that. And Jacob's last name is not Sabatini. Miguel Baeza taking on Andre Philo. I think Miguel Baeza is the more talented fighter, the more technical fighter. I think he's literally better everywhere, except Andre Philo's got a nasty chin, a phenomenal chin. He can take a beating, and he can send back some power. And I do worry Miguel Baeza is going to get knocked out like he did in his last fight, exactly the same way. Be on the right side of the exchanges and then just get clipped and caught. Did you go with Baeza or Philo here? I forget.
No, I'm Andre. I don't feel as great about it as I did, but I'm Andre.
Gotcha.
Do we have the same picks?
No, we were just opposite on that one. Kyle Baralo taking on Gadzi Omarjev. Kyle Baralo, nasty grappler, okay hands, but a good grappler, and he's big. Everybody keeps talking about how big he is at the weigh-ins. Gadzi, nasty wrestler, nonstop wrestling, has power in his hands. I think he takes down the grappler, holds the grappler down, avoids the submissions, and he can use that power in his feet. Where did you end up on this one?
Godzi, 100%.
Godzi. He's a parlay pace for me. Main event, we are completely split here. I think Belal Muhammad can wrestle for 25 minutes in a boring win. Jacob thinks Vicente Luque does whatever he wants to Belal Muhammad.
No. I don't think I know.
Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's our breakdown, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for participating in the live chat. We have a free Discord. It's 100% free. Nothing we do is hidden behind a paywall. Join the free Discord. Jester, up in the membership. Thank you very much. 8 months. If you guys are enjoying the content...
You didn't read his comment.
I didn't see a comment. It just says Jester celebrates 8 months. Where's this comment? It wasn't a super chat.
You just pulled it up in the comment. Read the whole thing. Jesus.
Oh. I didn't know he could put that in there. There it is. Because it says Jester celebrates 8 months of membership. Loose asshole. Okay? There you go. You get it.
There you go. You win. You win.
And you think my name's Italian. Come eat Christmas dinner with us. And then I'm the most American of everybody in my family. It's not even close. All right, that's the breakdown, guys. Join our free Discord. There's a link in the description. Do all the things, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for the participation. It is very, very appreciated. I'll see you guys next week for all the things. Happy Easter. I doubt I go live tonight, but hey, maybe this card actually starts after my kids go to bed. So it's possible. Any last words? Jacob Lutz.
Vicente Luque, I'm going to make a prediction. So you think Belal wins by decision? Is that your prediction? I'm going to say Vicente Luque, 3rd round, premeditated murder.
All right. Good riddance. Thank you all very much.